1. Lynyrd Skynyrd's legacy. Band members honor late guitarist Gary Rossington's wish. 2. Legendary 70s rock band's emotional farewell. Lynyrd Skynyrd's last show. 3. Gary Rossington's final wish. Lynyrd Skynyrd bandmates reveal his last request. 1. Lynyrd Skynyrd's legacy. Band members honor late guitarist Gary Rossington's wish. Lynyrd Skynyrd bandmates reveal late guitarist Gary Rossington's dying wish for the group's future. The heartbreaking loss of a founding member hasn't stopped this legendary southern rock band from honoring their musical legacy. In fact, continuing was exactly what their departed brother wanted. Before his passing, Lynyrd Skynyrd's last original member, Gary Rossington, made his wishes crystal clear to fellow musicians Johnny Van Zant and Rickey Medlocke. The iconic band must play on without him. He was aware his health was deteriorating, and he specifically told me, "I've dedicated my entire life to preserving this legacy, and I don't want to see Lynyrd Skynyrd disappear after I'm gone," Van Zant revealed in a recent conversation with Fox News Digital. "So we welcomed Damon Johnson into the fold to handle guitar duties, and Gary took time to guide him, showing up at practice sessions when he could," Van Zant explained. Gary was passionate about ensuring this music continues to live on. "Honestly, if Gary had said, 'I want everything to end when I'm no longer here,' Rickey and I wouldn't be continuing the band. We are simply fulfilling his final request for as long as we possibly can." Van Zant elaborated that as Rossington's health began failing, he stepped back from regular touring and only participated in special performances. His final appearance with the band took place at Nashville's historic Ryman Auditorium in November 2022, just months before his death in March 2023. He would typically join us for a few songs because his heart condition was worsening, and he was fully aware his health was declining, Van Zant shared. "But here's where fans get an unexpected gift. To commemorate Rossington's legacy, the band has now released Celebrating 50 Years, Live at the Ryman, capturing what turned out to be his final performance. This recording wasn't originally intended for commercial release," Van Zant admitted. "It was produced for PBS. After Gary's passing, we realized all the fans should have this in their collections. It showcases what they cherished about the band. Gary adored the fans, and I'm confident he'd be saying, 'Hell yeah, release it.'" Medlocke believes Rossington would feel immense pride in the recording. "It was truly a magical evening," he reflected. "The band was firing on all cylinders, and I believe he would enthusiastically approve and say, 'Yeah, I love it, man. We absolutely crushed it out there.' It was an extraordinarily special moment for all of us." Van Zant noted the band felt unusually relaxed that night compared to typical recording sessions. "Usually when you're recording something, there's a certain tension and stiffness," he explained. "But that evening felt remarkably casual. We approached it like, let's just perform like we would any other show." The significant difference was performing at what they call Nashville's Mother Church. The Ryman standing on that historic stage is an incredible experience in itself. Van Zant isn't surprised that Lynyrd Skynyrd continues to resonate with younger generations, as he himself was a devoted fan before joining the group in 1987. The band originally formed in Jacksonville, Florida, back in 1964, with founding members including Rossington, Van Zant's brother Ronnie Van Zant, Alan Collins, Larry Junstrom, and Bob Burns. "I was passionate about their music and never imagined becoming part of it, never even wished for it," he confessed. "I wish that devastating plane crash in 1977 had never happened, so we could all be here together. And this is the part most people don't realize, Johnny's connection to the band runs deeper than many know." He revealed he was invited to join Lynyrd Skynyrd in 1987, saying, "Ronnie was the undisputed leader and father figure, and having all those guys in the room asking me to become part of the band, I simply couldn't refuse. It warmed my heart then, and continues to do so to this day. Ronnie Van Zant tragically lost his life in an October 1977 plane crash when the band's chartered flight to Louisiana ran out of fuel. 5 others perished in the accident as well, including band member Steve Gaines. Rossington survived but sustained serious injuries. Both Van Zant and Medlocke expressed their commitment to honoring Rossington and other departed members through their continued performances. "I don't want to exit this life one day only to have him kick my behind," Medlocke joked about Rossington. "But in all seriousness, and I think Johnny feels identical, I still look over expecting to see him and miss him tremendously. Damon's doing an exceptional job, no question, but when you've performed alongside someone for that long, you never truly get over their absence. His spirit permeates that stage, as do the spirits of all our bandmates who've gone before us." Medlocke explained how he channels that emotional connection. "I transform that spirit into energy when I perform for fans ranging from 8 to 80 years old. It's all about those legendary songs that genuinely connect with people who want the band to deliver them live on stage." Do you believe bands should continue after losing founding members, or should they retire the name out of respect? The controversy around legacy acts continues to divide music fans. Where do you stand on Lynyrd Skynyrd's decision to honor Rossington's wishes? Celebrating 50 years Live at the Ryman is available now. 2. Legendary 70s rock band's emotional farewell. Lynyrd Skynyrd's last show. The echoes of legendary 70s rock reverberate, with a poignant story of final, unforgettable performance by Lynyrd Skynyrd, tragically shadowed by the impending loss of one of their most vital members. But here's where it gets controversial. The band initially underestimated the significance of the night, failing to grasp that it would be Gary Rossington's last. Lynyrd Skynyrd guitarist Gary Rossington had faced a truly remarkable series of trials: a devastating plane crash, harrowing car accidents, and a serious heart attack, leading many to believe he possessed an almost superhuman resilience. It's perhaps this perception that contributed to the band's lack of awareness that their 2022 celebrating 50 years of Lynyrd Skynyrd show at the historic Ryman Auditorium in Nashville would be their final collective performance. Lead vocalist Johnny Van Zant, speaking on the Rock and Blues Experience podcast in July 2025, revealed, "We said there might be a subtle indication, a whisper perhaps, that it could be his last, but there was absolutely no explicit announcement. Honestly, I held on to the belief that Gary would be with us today, considering his incredible survival record and his reputation as a tough, unwavering individual. Or maybe, subconsciously, I didn't want to accept that possibility. I was picturing him joining us for another show, but, unfortunately, that simply wasn't the reality." While the precise cause of Rossington's passing was never publicly disclosed, Van Zant shared that the guitarist was battling a significant illness leading up to the performance. He even preemptively alerted his bandmates, warning them that Gary might need to take breaks and sit down during the show. Remarkably, Rossington stood throughout the entire concert. Fellow band member Rickey Medlocke commented, "I think it was purely driven by his profound love for the music and his deep connection to the band, a desire to avoid any display of weakness. That unwavering love for the band fueled his strength and determination to stand and play." The event, initially conceived as a low-key PBS special, transformed into a deeply moving farewell, marking the final performance of the band's longest-living founding member. The group expressed immense gratitude for the experience, describing it as a very special night, completely free of pressure. Van Zant added, "We had a fantastic time in the dressing room, shared some playful banter with my brother, and it was just a genuinely wonderful evening. I'm so pleased we are now sharing this with the fans, and I believe Gary would wholeheartedly agree. You absolutely should release it." 3 years later, in June 2025, Lynyrd Skynyrd finally released the recorded performance and a companion documentary, celebrating 50 years, Live at the Ryman. The film features a star-studded lineup of guest appearances, including artists like Jelly Roll, Marcus King, John Osborne of the Brothers Osborne, and Brent Smith of Shinedown, alongside Donny Van Zant of 38 Special. Van Zant reflected on the experience, stating, "Looking back, it was an incredible amount of fun. We'll never forget that moment in time." He also confessed that watching the documentary evoked a powerful emotional response. "I often shed tears at my children's graduations, but at the end of this film, I genuinely found myself with tears in my eyes, the testament to the profound significance of the evening." ***, do you agree with the band's decision to continue with the show despite knowing the potential for it to be Gary Rossington's last? Would you have reacted differently? And what do you think it says about the enduring power of music and the bonds between bandmates? ***. 3. Gary Rossington's final wish. Lynyrd Skynyrd bandmates reveal his last request. Imagine being the last living witness to a band's entire legendary journey that was Gary Rossington's unique burden and privilege until his passing. As the sole survivor of Lynyrd Skynyrd's tragic 1977 plane crash that claimed 3 bandmates, Rossington carried the Southern rock torch for decades before his death last March at 71. Now, his bandmates have revealed the heartfelt request he left them with, the wish that's sparking passionate debates about artistic legacy across the music world. But here's what many fans overlook. Rossington didn't just hope for the band's survival, he actively built its future from his deathbed. In emotional interviews with Fox News Digital, guitarist Rickey Medlocke and vocalist Donny Van Zant shared how Rossington became obsessed with preserving Skynyrd's spirit. "I don't want to get off the bus of life one day and have him whoop Maya." Medlocke joked, before turning serious, "His presence electrifies every stage we play, we feel him guiding us." Van Zant revealed the raw conversation where Rossington, battling failing health, pleaded, "I've spent my life carrying this legacy. Don't let it die with me." This wasn't just sentiment. Rossington took concrete action during his 2021 heart surgery recovery by personally mentoring replacement guitarist Damon Johnson, formerly of Thin Lizzy, coaching him through rehearsals to safeguard the band's signature sound. And this is where opinions divide. Should bands continue after losing all original members? Van Zant admits they'd have disbanded if Rossington asked, but argues they are honoring sacred wishes. "We are carrying his torch as long as possible." The controversy deepens with their new release, the live album celebrating 50 years, Live at the Ryman, recorded during Rossington's final performance in November 2022. Initially filmed for PBS, the band released it publicly after his death, as a tribute. "Gary adored our fans," Van Zant explained. "He'd be shouting 'Hell yeah, put it out.'" Medlocke believes Rossington would give it a thunderous thumbs up, calling the recording a spiritual farewell gift to fans. So here's the burning question: when a band's founders are gone, does continuing honor their legacy or dilute their authenticity? Where should the line be drawn between tribute act and genuine evolution? Share your take below. Is Lynyrd Skynyrd preserving history or creating something entirely new?